Welcome back, everybody, to WagerTalk TV. I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic weekend like I did. And we are going to be covering Major League Baseball today, as we're going to give you two winning totals on the Major League Baseball card on Monday, June the 15th. And they both come in late games Eastern time as the Pittsburgh Pirates travel to Sacramento to take on the A's at 9:40 Eastern time. Also, the Tampa Bay Rays at the LA Dodgers. That game goes at 10 p.m. Eastern time. I got winning totals in both of those games. I have the specifics as to why. I have strong data points that support this selection, and that's going to be coming up extremely shortly. But before we get to that, real quickly, folks, if you have not subscribed to WagerTalk TV, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's absolutely free, and you'll be privy to some of the best sports betting experts in all the world right here at WagerTalk TV. Hit that subscribe button. Again, there's no strings attached, no hidden agenda, 100% free to do so. And after you subscribe, be sure to hit that alert notification bell for WagerTalk TV, and you'll be notified immediately upon any of our great content going up on our great channel. Also, folks, let me know who you like on today's Major League Baseball card for Monday, June the 15th. Your participation is welcome. Just be nice to each other. Be respectful to each other. I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm just telling you, if you don't, I'm going to take you down. Okay? So there's no problem with having different opinions. Just respect each other. That's all. All right. And be kind enough to give today's video a like, folks. It goes a long way in keeping my videos alive here at WagerTalk TV and the volume of the videos that I do right here at WagerTalk TV. I'm sure you know that after all this time, I'm trying to make you happy each and every time I appear here on WagerTalk TV. You can make me happy as well, folks, by hitting that like button. One hand washes the other, as the phrase goes. All right, so Pittsburgh is slated to go with Jared Jones on the mound tonight, and the A's are slated to go with JT Ginn on the mound. 9:40 Eastern time scheduled start. We're going to concentrate on the total, like I alluded to at the top, and the total in this game right now, as we speak, is 10.5. The A's have hit an enormous amount of home runs of late. As a matter of fact, to be specific, they've hit 20 home runs in their last 6 games. Folks, that's 3.3 home runs per game. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, not too bad themselves, 10 home runs in their last 6. That's 1.67 home runs per game. That's good in any time you evaluate a 6-game period. If you have 10 or more home runs, you're actually 9 or more home runs, you're doing very well. It's pale in comparison to the A's 20 home runs. But again, the A's, keep in mind, they play at a hitter-friendly park in Sacramento, their home games. It's the home of the Sacramento Bees. It's their AAA affiliate. And they also played, because they're moving to Las Vegas next year, they played a couple series in Las Vegas this season at the AAA ballpark there. So both hitter-friendly parks. Not the total reason why those home runs, the amount of home runs have been hit, but certainly a contributing factor. And tonight they're going to be playing in Sacramento. The A's, by the way, 34 home games, whether it be at Sacramento or in Las Vegas, 52 home runs in 34 home games this year. That's just tremendous. The A's have played 6-2 to the over at home this year, whenever the total's been 10 or 10.5. So they've had no problem surpassing a number when it gets up high on their home field. JT Ginn's been very good this year in 12 starts with a 2.94 ERA. However, at some point, he's going to have to depend on the A's bullpen, and that shapes up as problematic. The A's bullpen, they've been terrible at home all year. A lot of it having to do with their home ballpark being so hitter-friendly. I mean, you look at their home and away splits, they're so much better on the road, meaning the A's bullpen, than they are at home. And over their last 6 games, the A's bullpen has an atrocious 7.76 ERA as a staff, a 1.72 whip, and they've allowed 6 home runs in 29 innings pitched. Not good at all, folks. Jared Jones, in 3 starts this year, I should say, he's only made 3 starts, a 4.85 ERA, a 1.46 whip in those outings, and only averaged 4.3 innings pitched per outing. So he hasn't exactly been lights out by any stretch of the imagination. In the Pittsburgh bullpen, they've also struggled over their last 6 games, a bullpen staff ERA of 8.87, a horrible 2.27 whip. And here's the thing that's a really telling factor for me. Over those last 6 games with those horrible numbers being the ERA and whip, they've also struck out 19 batters, but they walked 21. And anytime you see a 6 or 7 game stretch from a bullpen in which they walk more batters than they strike out, that's a red flag, folks. That's a bullpen that's pitching very poorly, and it's a good reason why their ERA and whip as a staff has been terrible over the last 6. Jones and the bullpen will be facing an A's team that's averaged 6.8 runs per game over the last 6. No surprise when considering how many home runs they've hit. And not only are they hitting home runs, but they hit 316 as a team and 380 on base percentage over the last 6 games. So the A's are clicking on all cylinders offensively of late. Pittsburgh, by the way, has averaged 4.9 runs per game with 39 home runs and a 331 team on base percentage over their last 28 games. So they've been pretty good offensively themselves. And also, folks, keep in mind the wind will be blowing out to left center field tonight at 11 to 12 miles per hour. That's going to aid the hitters especially when it comes to the long ball. And we just alluded to the fact how both of these teams have been very good at going yard over the last week. So we're going to go with Pittsburgh and the A's to go over 10.5. We're not going to let that big total sway us away or make us afraid, because it's that high for a reason, folks. And I look for a high score, extremely high scoring game tonight. As long as they get 11 or more, I don't care how extremely high it goes, as long as we cash a winning ticket. Pittsburgh and the A's over 10.5. Before I get to my next game, which is Tampa Bay and the LA Dodgers, a couple of friendly reminders, folks. We have a all-sports special, a Major League Baseball special going on right now, right through Father's Day. For $449, you're going to get all my Major League Baseball premium picks. And that includes all 5% best bets. And you can get that right at my direct link, which is wt.buzz/RB, wt.buzz/RB. Up over 42 units in net profit in Major League Baseball since May 12th of last year. Also, folks, don't forget all the archives of the videos that I do. If you miss them and you want to go to a direct link where you can get just my videos, it can be done. All you need to do is go to that link right on the screen here, wt.buzz/Ross TV. That's my direct link at WagerTalk TV. All right, let's get to the next game, the Tampa Bay Rays. With Nick Martinez on the mound, and the LA Dodgers will go with left-handed veteran pitcher Eric Lauer. The slated opening pitch is for 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. The total in this game is 9. That's the area of focus again in this game. Speaking of winds, very rare when you discuss wind conditions at Dodger Stadium, but it's worth mentioning the winds will be blowing out to right center field tonight, according to the weather forecast, at a little over 9 miles per hour. So, again, that's something we can't ignore when we have an LA Dodger team that could hit the way they do, and the Tampa Bay Rays, certainly with those type of conditions, wind conditions, you might see a couple of their hitters go yard at Dodger Stadium tonight. The Dodgers, by the way, lifetime against Nick Martinez, and this is the current Dodgers roster. They've gone 23 for 85 with a 361 on base percentage, a lifetime against Nick Martinez. So they've done very well against this starting pitcher for the Rays, who's having a pretty good, really good year, as a matter of fact. But, again, his history against his current Dodgers roster leaves a lot to be desired. And the Tampa Bay bullpen over their last 6 games, a 5.40 ERA, a 150 WHIP, and they've allowed 5 home runs in just 23 and a third innings pitched. That's one big disappointment with Tampa Bay this year compared to years past. Their bullpen has really struggled, yet here they are contending for an AL East division title still. The Tampa Bay Rays, by the way, lifetime, the current roster, lifetime against Eric Lauer, 19 for 57. That's a 333 team batting average and a 367 on base percentage. And included in those 57 at bats was 4 home runs. Lauer has allowed 15 home runs this year and 52 and 2/3 innings pitched. So again, with the winds blowing out, a starting pitcher like Eric Lauer, who's been prone to giving up the long ball this year, favorable conditions for the Rays also to put up some big numbers offensively like the Dodgers. Speaking of the Dodgers, their bullpen has really struggled over the last 6 games. They've struggled for the better part of this year, as a matter of fact. But specifically speaking right now, over the last 6 games, a staff 6.61 ERA and 178 WHIP. They also allowed 4 home runs in 16 and a third innings pitched during those previous 6 games. And the Dodgers this year, whenever there's been a total of 9 or 9.5 at Dodger Stadium, they've played 6-0 to the over. Whenever there's been a total of 9 or 9.5 in all Dodger games this year, the Dodgers have played 16-5 over the total. So a lot to like about going over the total in both of these games. This one here, Rays Dodgers over 9. Let me put those 2 picks up for you again so you can see them right in front of you. The Pirates and the A's over 10.5. The Rays and the Dodgers over 9. Those are my 2 Major League Baseball free picks for Monday, June the 15th. All right, so a couple other things to get to before I leave you, folks, so please hang with me for a second here. We have our 365-day all-access pass, folks, a lot coming up that you're going to like, especially when it comes to yours truly, Ross Benjamin. 168.51 units of net profit since May 12th of last year. In all sports, my premium picks, that is, in all sports, and that includes my 5% best bets. That's good for number 1 at WagerTalk over that 13-month period of time, over 13 months now. Major League Baseball, like I touched upon earlier, plus 42.09 units since May the 12th of last year. I'm on a 18-8 run with all my premium pick totals. Good for 69%, up over 28 units with those plays. College football, the last 3 seasons, folks, 182 and 120 with my premium picks. That's regular season, bowl, playoff picks, all of the above. And that's 60% winners. And not only that, over those last 3 seasons in college football, plus 155.76 units. I was number 2 in college football last year, winning over 77 units in net profit. Number 2, I should say number 1 back 2 years ago and number 2 3 years ago. So I've been right there at the top in college football. NFL, I finished last season on a 32-21 run, and that's good for 60%. And again, folks, you can get all of my plays, premium picks and 5% best bets included for just $14.99. That's $500 off the regular price. That amounts to an average of $4.20 per day, folks. When you break it down, it doesn't seem like that expensive of a package. I know that $14.99 price tag is a lot, but you're going to get 365 days of all access, all sports, all premium picks, all 5% best bets. On top of that, we're going to give you a 25% off bonus discount coupon you could use toward any other purchase throughout the 365 days you're subscribed with me. You can make any other purchase on the site, on any other of the great handicappers over at WagerTalk.com. And that's unlimited usage and also includes all 5% best bets. So there you have it, folks. Take advantage. Again, let me put that up for you. WT.buzz/RB for all my premium picks, and then also WT.buzz/Ross TV for all of my videos at WagerTalk TV. Until the next time, for Ross the Boss Benjamin and WagerTalk TV, take care and God bless, folks.